Hello everyone, my name is Evelyn Derville, and today we're going to talk about the book Freakonomics. Freakonomics was written by Stephen Levitt and Stephen Downer. And pretty much the way they started writing the book was that Stephen Downer was assigned to write an article about Stephen Levitt because as an economist, he has just won the John Bay Clark Medal, which is sort of like a Nobel Prize for young economists. So as they were writing the article, they got to talk to each other, and Stephen Levitt was given an opportunity to write a book about economics, but he did not want to because he says that that wasn't his thing. But he told them, you know what? If I have to write a book, I have one person I want to write it with, which was Stephen Downer. They wrote the book. That book actually became one of the bestsellers. So, and it's a very interesting book. I was assigned to read the introduction and the first chapter. And for the introduction, they talk about incentive. And the definition of incentive is the a thing that motivate or encourage someone to do something. So let's say as a kid, when you were in school, your parents told you, if you have good grades, I will buy you a bike. And like we know, for Christmas, they will say, if you've been good the whole year, Santa will bring you presents. So pretty much Santa is like an incentive. So the first chapter, one thing they talk about was the Roe versus Wade case. And you might wonder, what does that have to do with incentive? But in the 1990s, there were a lot of crimes, and the president, the criminologists were trying to figure out what happened and how they can stop it. Everything they tried wouldn't work, and they feared that it was going to get worse. Now, there's a young woman named Norma McCorvey. Norma McCorvey, you will find out her name actually was, she had an alias to Jane Roe because she wanted to stay anonymous. Because of that, so she was pregnant. She was a 20-year-old woman, pregnant. She was a drug addict. She had children, several children in the system. She didn't want to have another child, so she decided to fight the state of Texas because they wanted to prosecute her because she wanted to have an abortion. Now, while they were doing that, she ended up winning the case against the Attorney General Henry Wade, which is how we get the Roe versus Wade. Now, while all this was going, as the years were going by, the crime rate was actually going down. Nobody could actually figure out why. But while everything was going, because Norma won that case, a lot of other women followed suit. They started to prosecute or to fight the right to have abortion. Because if they can't have the kids, they say, okay, I don't want to put another kid in the system. Because of that, that actually changed. When they were trying to figure out why the crime rate was going down, they realized all those children that were in the system were the reason why the crimes were happening. But if there was less unwanted birth, there was less crime on unwanted children in the system, and less crime. And as they were talking in the book, the abortion was actually an incentive. That was the point of view, not mine. So as we were going through the book. One thing they talk in incentive, we have different examples about how when we go to work, our incentive to go to work is because we want to buy nice stuff. And if you're a gym rat, your incentive to work out is either because you wanna look good or you wanna be healthy. So pretty much incentive is everything you do to make to that motivate you to get a result. So one thing they talk about is how an incentive, everything you do in life has an incentive, which is a very good thing because if you have an incentive, you can do anything. I thank you for the time you give me so I can talk about it. And I thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.